everyone.
Hello, Matt.
So what made you choose the Cuticle Protector in the first place?
Because I pick on my cuticles and my thumbs a lot.
Okay. So did you... How did it go? What was it like having it?
It was okay. It definitely made me not pick my cuticles. Instead, I've been picking the ring, which means the other nails are getting buggered. But it works. It's a bit too clunky, and the metal means that whenever I hold the cup, I'm always scared I'm going to break it. I always have to take it off and dry myself very thoroughly if I wash my hands, but beyond that, yeah.
So you think it's been of some benefit?
I think it has. It's also reminded me that I do pick my cuticles because it's something I do unaware.
Okay.
Now that this is here, I notice directly that I'm picking on metal, and I go, oh, why am I doing that? Why am I nervous? What is it that's upsetting me so that I have to pick on my nails, and then I can deal with that problem instead.
So are you able to tell me what made you start picking your cuticles in the first place?
I think it was a nervous trait that I developed when I was in school, when there was an awful lot of traumatic things happening around me. When two of my friends died. One died the year before the other. When I was 16, she died from a blood cloth, from malpractice from a doctor. And the next year, another friend of mine was murdered in our school, and I had a tough time throughout these school years, and that made me start picking on my nails, I think.
Okay. So you think there's a direct relationship to those traumatic experiences?
I think it was the stress and everything that was around these events. I don't think of these people and start picking my nails, but I needed a coping mechanism at that time. I developed the nasty habit of picking on my nails, and then that just stayed on. So whenever I get nervous now, I do the same.
Okay. So while you were using it, did anything interesting happen? Any comments from other people, or thoughts or feelings while you were doing it? Anything that stands out?
No, the only thing is I'm realizing how often it's subconscious. This is up to my awareness of when I do it. I haven't had many comments because it just sits there on the thumb, and I don't think many people notice it. And I do have some rather odd jewellery besides this ring, so I don't think it's really a surprise to people.
Okay. And do you think it's appropriate for the thumb particularly, or would it be better for other fingers, or multiple, or what
I
do you
think
is the best?
because we use the thumb to grip a lot of things, the metal thing is obviously a problem. It couldn't be soft because then you would just pick it apart. But it could be in a material that isn't so forceful as metal, maybe wood or bone or something that feels more natural, that feels more okay to have on your body. Because metal is quite cold, and on your hands it's very noticeable.
Okay. And like the size of the issue, or is it more just the material itself?
Only the thickness of the material.
Okay. Is it more about the underside, like where you're actually touching things, or is the rest of it relevant to being?
It's the rest of it as well. You get caught on things, and the overall thickness makes it very obvious that it's there. You can feel it all the time, especially when you're trying to put gloves on or something like that.
So do you have an idea of how thin something would have to be before it was more acceptable in daily life?
The underside is, as you say, a bit thinner, but it needs to be thinner still. Maybe just 1.2 mil. I don't know. I think it's a trial and error kind of thing.
But you still think it's a possibility to do it in metal?
Maybe, but I wouldn't choose iron. I'd choose something that has a bit more warmth to it, a different type of metal.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd change about it?
The little curvature on the top of it,
Mm-hmm.
I'd make it a bit wider, because I don't think anyone has such pointy nails. And maybe in the back, if this can be sorted out in a different way, so it's not exactly on the part of the thumb that you use the most, especially when you're typing. It would be nice if this was further down, but you still want to keep this as high up as this to cover the cuticle.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.